PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
Hey, this is James Spann. This is the Morning Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 19th day of March, and we got a band of strong to severe storms knocking on the door early this morning. Let's go to some Skycam shots around the Skycam network. These images taken about 5 o'clock. And there's a look at the sky over West Alabama from Tuscaloosa. Dew points up in the low 60s. Very juicy air at the surface. The air aloft, though, is relatively warm, which limits the instability this morning. There's a look at the Huntsville Skycam up in the Tennessee Valley. That is Memorial Parkway. And from Birmingham, we're looking south there from the top of the Daniel Building. Well, as expected, there's our big upper trough that is rotating through eastern Texas. In advance of that, big convection firing over parts of Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas. There's a look at the tornado watch in effect as I do this update at 7 o'clock. And we've got a band of showers and storms, some severe, a little east of Interstate 55 now, coming through central Mississippi. And accordingly, we've got a few counties under tornado warnings at 5 o'clock over central Mississippi. And here's the latest mesoscale discussion from the guys at Norman. And they are kind of projecting the greatest chance of these rotating storms up through north and northwest Alabama during the next hour or so. Suggesting some of the cities at risk would be places like Fayette and Jasper and Hamilton and Haleyville and Decatur and Huntsville in advance of that developing surface low off to the west. Let's take a look at the actual analysis this morning. This is coming off the RUC model at 5 o'clock, and this is suggesting the actual surface low is near Monroe, Louisiana at 999 millibars, and that will be moving northeast, and again, adding certainly to the low-level helicity. In fact, there's a look at the 0 to 1 kilometer helicity this morning in advance of that. Numbers are very, very high. And that's obviously the reason why we're going to see some rotating updrafts and maybe a few isolated tornadoes. But as we've talked about for days now, the instability just not there. This is the surface-based Cape, and it is limited exclusively to central Mississippi this morning. And as you look at the instability maps like this, keep in mind, not only do you need the good high dew points and the warm air at the surface, you got to have cold air aloft, and that is lacking with this. And that's the reason we don't see the big numbers over Alabama this morning. So hopefully that will spare us from a major severe weather event. But as we have said many, many times here, when it comes to thunderstorms, expect the unexpected. So we'll have to be on our guard this morning. There is a slight risk of severe weather over all of Alabama and points east to the Atlantic coast, all the way up to Baltimore, Washington, and Delaware, up around Chesapeake Bay up there. The rain will be good, we think. This is the expected rain, 1 inch over all of Alabama, maybe some spots getting more. And the heavier bands up north had some big rain totals out there last night. Springfield, Missouri with 5 inches. Evansville, Indiana had 5 inches. And that's where the heaviest will be. Well, today on the synoptic scale, this is the model output of the GFS at noon. There's your trough lifting through here. And at the surface, there's your band of storms coming through here. So, again, we will be on storm watch this morning, but tomorrow it's all gone. Sunny day, highs in the 60s. Friday looks good. And, again, we note that little surface low up there between St. Louis and Des Moines. Saturday, that feature moves on to the east, and the winds turn around to the north here. And that will bring in somewhat cooler and drier air. And then Sunday, Easter Sunday, the trough is back on the board again. This run a little more aggressive with that, but Sunday, at this point, looks dry, but we note that precipitation developing off to the west, and then Sunday night at midnight, it comes through Alabama. So now we're back on the idea of some light rain in here, and by golly, with the colder air, that even suggests maybe a few snowflakes up in Tennessee, and maybe down into the Tennessee Valley of North Alabama. Wouldn't that be something for Easter night? Now, we're not forecasting that. We've got to get through this event today, then we can focus on that. But certainly there is some hint now of some light rain Sunday night, and again, maybe a few snowflakes north of here. And then Monday, a big low develops, a surface low just east of Charleston with a chance of snow over parts of North Georgia the western part of the Carolinas. How about that? And again, we'll deal with that tomorrow once this thing today gets out of here. Tuesday will be dry as that storm bombs out and moves up the Atlantic coast. The next major event still seems to be around March 28th, this run passing the core of the trough north of us, which would suggest maybe the better dynamic lift will stay a bit north of here. But again, there's no skill in dealing with that specifically at this point. And then the end of the forecast period, April 3rd, big trough out west, Gulf wide open. And that sure looks stormy out there. And again, that is a very historic day for a wide variety of weather in this state, April 3rd. Anything from snow to severe storms and tornadoes and floods. That's it for the Weather Extreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And don't forget to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
Weather.